Welcome to the room, Adam. Good evening, everybody. We've got some rain out there now. Had some pretty good thunderstorms earlier. Nothing severe, just your general thunderstorms. And Adam's reporting there. Again, I welcome you to the board in Fort Payne. He's a regular. Adam, joining us from Fort Payne, had some gusty winds move through. Yeah, I think everybody had some gusty winds. I think what happened was we had a big complex of storms down in Birmingham most of the day, and that gust front came through, and it kind of enhanced some of the rainfall in areas. Some of the rainfall rates were about 3 inches per hour today. So I'm tired of repeating the same forecast, though. Aren't you tired of living in the same forecast? It's like Groundhog Day. There are changes ahead. We've got some really hot weather coming as we enter the weekend. So overall, looking good. Yeah, steady light rain out there right now. Let's get to the forecast. We'll start you off with the radar. Just nothing severe. We're not expecting severe weather the rest of the week. Some of the storms are going to be strong. We are really out of our primary severe weather season. We're going to get severe storms as we go through the summer months. They're typically microburst related. It's not, tornado season's basically over. So I just want to make sure. And again, I think we are there's a big anxiety when it comes to weather right now because there's been so many warnings lately. So again, stay off of social media maybe. I see some of these people posting all these special weather statements. I'm like, just download our weather app. If it's that important, you'll get an alert. If it's a severe thunderstorm, you'll get those alerts too. But I just see a lot of people locally sharing all these special weather statements from the Weather Service. And I think it creates a lot more panic than it needs to be. It's just, again, our typical summertime thunderstorms. It seems like we just can't have regular thunderstorms anymore, but that's what we've been having this evening. Of course, you're going to see some isolated damaging winds. That's just the nature of it. All trees are not created equal. I think some of the trees were damaged by the drought cycle we've had over the last 5 to 10 years. As I mentioned earlier in a previous 48 Weather Extra, a lot of the trees I've seen have been rotten at the bottom. So here's the satellite and radar. You can see we're going to get this break coming in tonight. Good sleeping weather for a little bit longer while we look at 11:30. I think we're still going to have a little bit of rain around by 11:30 tonight, but overall, the chance for these stronger storms is over. As we focus on tomorrow, yeah, the imminent danger, Eva. I see that. Tomorrow morning starts off very similar to this morning. I think the storms are going to fire a little earlier tomorrow, and that means we won't have the entire day. We'll be looking at thunderstorms. But here's a look at about 11:30, 11:45. Scattered showers and storms will fire up. And the earlier they fire up, the less humidity, the less instability the storms have to work with, and the less likely it is we're going to see really strong storms. But after 3 o'clock, notice the trend here. This is going to be Jackson County, DeKalb County, Marshall County. You kind of had some stronger thunderstorms earlier today. I think you're going to see a repeat performance tomorrow. The break we're going to get is Wednesday. I think we're going to go from roughly 10 o'clock tomorrow night all the way through 10 o'clock Wednesday night with no significant thunderstorm threat or even rain threat. So we've got it kind of a dry stretch sandwiched in between our Tuesday and Thursday, that is. Thursday, I think we're going to start off with thunderstorms in the morning. We'll get a break, and then we'll get more thunderstorms in the afternoon. And again, any of these storms could be strong, but the overall severe threat's pretty low. Kristen says, does anyone know if there is a fish in Dublin Park Pond? If there are any fish, I'm sure there's fish there somewhere. But, I've never fished Dublin Park. But the question's out there from Kristen. All right, we're going to take this commercial break, and then we're going to talk about your Wednesday and Thursday, and then we're going to talk about the 10-day forecast. If you're going to rock the South, I'd start hydrating now. It's just going to be hot, and it's going to be It's going to catch some of you off guard since we've had 80s for a while and clouds and breaks. We may not get any rain at all this weekend, so there will be no place to hide, and you make sure you're hydrated and again, stay hydrated. You're going to need that sunscreen. Going to start the break. It lasts a minute. I hope to see you on the other side. All right, thanks for sticking around for that commercial break. Always important to have the commercials pay the bills for us. Again, appreciate you tuning in. Again, this is 48 Weather Extra. I do this every night, Monday through Friday at 9:30 in the evening. And Kristen's still wanting to know where her sons can go fishing tonight. Good luck. There's plenty of help on social media. Pretty good night to go fishing after we get rid of this rain. But overall, let's talk more about your forecast. Here's that 3-day forecast. We'll go bypass this. Rain chances pick up again tomorrow. I think we're going to see the storms fire up around 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and they'll continue through about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then Wednesday, we get a big break. I think most of the day Wednesday is rain-free. It's going to be probably late after 9 or 10 o'clock Wednesday night for the rain to return. So I think we're going to see rain overnight, Wednesday night into Thursday, and then another round of showers and storms Thursday afternoon into the evening. And then finally we tail off, and we may have a day with no rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So let's talk about the extended forecast. We're going to begin Tuesday morning around 7 a.m. Again, I'm going to go through the entire weather the next 3 days. By 1 o'clock, we're going to see widespread showers and thunderstorms. And then at 7 o'clock, it's still raining. So we're going to continue with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, nothing severe. Now, Wednesday's the day I don't think we'll see any significant rain at all until late Wednesday night. Yes, good lake weather, pool weather, you name it. Just watch out for the snakes. There's lots of snakes, and there's lots of black bears out there this year. I've been seeing a lot of reports of that, and that will not change. So this is 7 o'clock Wednesday evening. There's still no significant rain. So all our rain depends on what happens overnight, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So a complex of storms coming in may actually skip us. I wouldn't complain about that at all. So then Thursday, I think we recharge with thunderstorms around 3 in the afternoon. And then overall, that looks pretty good. So tonight, the rain's on the way out. The storms have already faded. And then as we get into tomorrow afternoon, more afternoon thunderstorms. Locally, very heavy rain, significant lightning, wind gusts 40, maybe 50, isolated 50-mile-an-hour gust. And over the next 10 days, check that out. 93 Saturday, 94 Sunday, 94 Monday. Heat index is going to approach 100 degrees. We got Rock the South coming up this weekend. Got a lot of outdoor events going on. Looks like they've got Decatur at the Derby Down Bank. I'm not sure what's going on there, but Ricky said he'd like for me to go there. But I'm going to be out in Harvest. I've got one day, then I'm going out to Boise, Idaho. And I've been looking at their forecast, and it looks pretty nice. The highs in the 60s out in Boise next week. Weather conference. Yeah, the thing about it is, as Christian brings up a good point, we won't see any rain this weekend, most likely, but it is going to be very, very humid. So we're kind of reaching that point. It's Alabama weather, and I don't like to get in a suit and tie after, when you take a shower, get ready for work, and you're already, you can't dry off. It's so humid out. But that's the worst part. And I was talking to Margot Gray about this earlier. I'm like, I don't mind the heat. It's just having to get up and dressed in a suit and walk around in a suit when it feels like 100 degrees. It's no fun. I love being outdoors, but not in the suit. I'm not a suit and tie guy anyway. You guys, some of you guys probably figured that out. Well, it's time has flown by. It's 9:41. Got to get ready for the 10 o'clock news coming up tonight. We'll have the latest on any breaking news going on, and I'm sure Margot's working hard out there in the newsroom to get up some good stories for you guys tonight. So appreciate you tuning in here, and again, I'll see those of you who aren't going to bed right now at 10 o'clock. You take care. Appreciate you tuning in.